Hey, what's up, everybody? So we have an interview for you, and it is none other than the smart, the funny, the witty, and the no-nonsense Uncle Clifford, the owner and proprietor of The Pink, on the new hit show in Stars, Pussy Valley. None other than my friend Nicco Annan.
Hey.
Hey,
What
how
up?
are
What up,
you?
y'all? I
What's
am
going on?
wonderful. Everything is
So
going on
welcome.
aside from you calling the pink, as opposed to the pank. But
Well, I have to be politically correct, but it's all right. The pank, and I was gonna really try to say Chuckalisa, but I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't go for it.
you did it right. You
Um,
did it right. You did it right.
but welcome. Thank you so much for sitting down with Black Gay Weddings. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me sit down with Black Gay Weddings. Even though I ain't got no ring, but it's all good. It's all good.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. So, again, we're so grateful that you would take the opportunity to sit down with us and our viewers. I do have a couple of questions for you in regards to weddings. So get your your mind right, get your thoughts together.
Mhm.
We're not gonna get in your personal business too much, but we'll try to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do that to you.
It's
But
all
my first
good.
question for you is, how did your parents show you love growing up?
Wow. Okay. We going straight for the going in deep. We're going in deep past the epidermis layer. How did
Yes,
my
yes,
parents show me love? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah. How did your parents show you love growing up? Because oftentimes, and I'll preface it by saying, oftentimes, people relate their ability to love and be loved in return as it relates to what they were shown and how they were shown love growing up. So that's why I asked the question.
Okay. Well, I would then say, my parents showed me love always by talking to me.
Mm,
There was a very um open line of communication. And now that line of communication didn't always pertain to sexuality, but
mm,
it pertained to all things, I'm gay, if you didn't
yeah.
know. But I think that my parents, they definitely knew that growing up. So I didn't have like a big coming out or anything like that, but my parents just wanted me to know that I was loved, and my family for the most
Hmm.
part, that I was loved and that sexuality wasn't an issue. So
Okay.
communication would be a way I would say.
Okay. And as a segue into the next question, then, how has that said love helped you navigate your own personal love life? Like, how have you, obviously, like as I just mentioned, most people will correlate the way they're shown love as the way they give love. And so, has the communication been a direct correlation into your personal life?
I think so because I am a communicator. I am
Mm-hmm.
as in life in general, but also in relationship. You gotta talk. That does not mean that you don't have problems, that I don't have problems, issues, emotional obstacles,
Hmm.
baggage that we are checking before we decide to go on the trip together,
Yeah.
but it does mean that we talk about it, that things are out on the table. Um, I always say, you never know what I may do, so you should never take away my options. So you should ask.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Give me that
yeah.
right to say yay or nay and what I want to participate
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is vital, especially in any kind of relationship. But then, obviously, with the platform that we're speaking on, in a romantic relationship, communication is absolutely key.
Oh
But
yeah.
don't,
Oh yeah.
give me the opportunity to, don't take away my options, as you mentioned. Give me the opportunity to then decide how I communicate, and then understanding my own way of communication, and then relaying that to you. That is
Yeah.
absolutely vital.
Yeah.
Absolutely vital. Now, are given the platform of Black Gay Weddings, were there any couples that you've seen that were like your favorite? Can you name any off the top of your head? If not, I mean, because they have such a plethora of so many beautiful couples that they featured on their IG page. Are there any couples that stand out to you, or maybe that you might have known personally?
No. There's not one that I knew. There's not one that I knew personally. I think one of the things about the platform that I love is that it always keeps the notion. It is a reminder that love exists. It is a
Mhm.
reminder that things are moving forward. I'm gonna go way, 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 way back. So even before I think um, the IG page had really started, I think I was on the YouTube page, or there was a couple that it was two brothers, and they both were Greek. So they
Mhm.
were, I think they were Kappas. I think they were Kappas. Yeah, Crimson and Crimson.
Yep. I think I remember exactly what you're talking about.
And I think this may have been maybe 7, 8 years ago. Okay. And it was a slideshow of their reception. It wasn't even their ceremony. It was not a video because, the phones weren't doing, we was probably on like the iPhone 3 back then or something,
You
7 years ago, whatever, however long ago it was. Um,
right.
and I just remember sobbing. I was in
Wow.
my apartment in Jamaica, Queens, and I remember sobbing from such joy. I had no idea who these brothers were, but I just saw them interacting with their families, their
Mhm.
parents, grandparents, whomever the elders that were in their family, and seeing all these black and brown people just like partying, turning up, like having, the Soul Train line and all of the things in the pictures in the slideshow. I was just like, wow, I forgot that love in marriage form was actually possible. So when I saw it,
Mm.
it was something that kind of rushed back all these thoughts and feelings where, I was never one to really like fantasize about what my wedding is and all of that. I mean, I have done some things, right? But
Mhm.
I wasn't big on the whole fantasy and the romance. It was like, if it happens, it happens. If I have a life partner, I have a life partner, blah, 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 blah. But when I saw
Mhm.
that, it reminded me that I'm worth more, that I can have more. There's an option for more if
Yeah.
I so choose, if I so choose. So, yeah. And aside from that, there was a couple, one of my mentors, George Faison, he has been in my life for a very long time, and for a very 50 plus years, he and his partner, T, were in a relationship. And uh, I was able to see that growing up. So that fed me. So I think that having positive relationships and seeing healthy relationships, the ups and the downs of it
Mhm.
all within the black gay space is necessary to help mature, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. In your recent interview with eonline.com, you mentioned that Black Gay Weddings IG page as one of the pages you follow for positivity.
Hmm.
Um, why is feeding your love space so vital to you?
Because do you see me? I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I think well, that part too. We do see, like, just like I see you. So I was
Mhm.
joking when I said that, but I mean, we are all worthy of it. We are all worthy of it, and I think sometimes in this world, in the world of technology, people online, and all of the things. So everyone doesn't know about courtship the same way. People don't
Mm.
know about chivalry, and what is expected, because people have different expectations. But that takes us back to communication, right? And saying, like, this
Mhm.
is what I'm looking for. This is how I operate. What about you? Great. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can go out. You know what I mean? I think that being able to see black gay weddings for me, when I, even on a regular random day when I'm scrolling on my timeline and, I'm seeing whatever is going crazy in the world, I am seeing justice not being received on our end.
Mhm.
It reminds me, like, okay, but there's some happiness, there's some joy, there's
Yeah.
something that I could possibly look forward to. And even if I don't have that experience and have that that wedding, that tradition or whatever, because I'm personally open to many things. Um, it just reminds me that there's good things out there, and I think we need to have that as well. You know, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really just
Um,
that simple to me. You know, the
it's,
more you see, the more you know. You know, it becomes a norm for us. You know,
yeah.
sometimes you know so much, but it's an undercover thing, or it's a thing that is assumed, but then you're thrust in it, or it's your proposition with the possibility to have this partner in front of you, and you're like, oh yeah, great, but you have no idea what it takes to be a partner. You have no idea the
Yeah.
sacrifice. You have no idea how to communicate. What does it mean to say, let's compromise? You know,
Hmm.
um, so being able to see how that works and having that in your head outside of just like a cute photo of you and your boo in a bathroom pic is, I mean, I'm past those stages, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I would venture to say, because I believe we are men of the same age and the same era. And so for us, like you mentioned earlier, chivalry and courtship and dating and all of that has kind of been lost in the era of social media and
Yeah.
multimedia and phones, and you don't really take the quality time that it takes to really get to know someone, because you're consumed with texts or apps or etc. And so dating in this day and age, how is it different for you? Obviously, being of a socialite and being a public figure, it's a whole different ball game. But for you, what does it take? I mean, I would. Okay, so the reason I say that is because you're in the public eye all the time. So for someone to really get to know you, you have to weed through the people that are only there because of who you are or who they see you to be as a character on television, or a celebrity of sorts. So you kind of have to weed through the people that are there for that reason, or if they're there to just to get to know who Nicco is. Although I'm assuming, I mean, I'm no celebrity of sorts, but I would assume that would be a challenge that you would have that others would not have.
D, let me tell you something. It is the same thing, bro.
Is it really? Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I think, and, and listen, it's 2020. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. I think, in my experience, sometimes it's more difficult for people. People have issue. Let's go there. Sometimes I think brothers have issue with other brothers who know who they are, who know
Mm.
knowing who you are means that you're not easily manipulated. Knowing who you are means that you hold the man that you or the woman that you are intertwined with accountable for their actions and their behaviors. And sometimes folks don't like that.
Mm.
Sometimes folks just want to roll and roll and roll. And sometimes there are people I have experienced, that want to, I say, like, touch the gold, so to speak. It's like, oh, I just
Hmm.
want, but that is one of the biggest turnoffs for me personally. So
Yeah. Yeah.
before P Valley and during P Valley and after P Valley, that remains the same. Like, I'm a man that operates out of a genuine space. And I can
Mhm.
feel, and the beauty of being of a man of a certain age is that you are able to discern those quite quickly. So yeah.
Quickly. Got you. Got you. Why is representation of the Black LGBTQIA plus community uh, so important and vital in this day and age?
I think that our representation it's vital for both sides of the coin. I think it's vital for our community. So again, talking about the fact of having visibility to see how relationships work. For example, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking. I was like, who did you see growing up? Who did you see growing up? And they were like, James and Florida Evans from Good Times. They saw Weezy
Right.
and George on the Jeffersons. They saw Archie and Edith on All in the Family. Claire
Hmm.
and Bill on the Cosby Show. They're talking about all these couples, like these heterosexual couples, some black, some white, but where gay at? and not having people that
Mm-hmm.
look like them. There's a difference when you are two women in a relationship and two men in a relationship in terms of the tug of war, in terms of not trying to subscribe to some heteronormative gender roles and what that means. So I think the liberation of that and being whatever you are. Some people are into polyamorous relationships, some are into monogamy, some it just looks different. One of the things that I have always learned is that, what works for you and your partner in your relationships work for you and that partner. That may not
Yeah.
translate to the next relationship that you have. You may be in a different space. The person that you are engaged with, they may be in a whole other kind of zone and expose you to things that you didn't necessarily know, and you were willing to. So I think having a platform where you can see different things. I love personally being able to watch when I look at the weddings and stuff like that. It doesn't even make me feel like I need to go plan one. It's just like, oh, yo, let me see what they did. How did they do it? Oh, they had a more
Yeah.
formal wedding. Theirs was more fun. Oh, this looked like all the frat brothers got together and was, stomping on the yard for real, for real. Oh, these was two sisters that went to the park, and did some old romantic Eve's Bayou, something like. So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
love the fact that you can put your own stamp on it and that you don't have to feel like you have to be in a white dress or you have to be in a white tux and now you have to jump the broom. There's just so many things that you don't have to do. So I think that it plays to our benefit in that regard. And then I also think that it shows heterosexual people. It shows non-LGBTQAI plus members of the community. It shows advocates like love truly is love. It
Yeah.
shows a level of normalcy. It shows a level of humanity. It shows the fun. It shows the heart. You know, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now that segues right into my next question. Would you say that Nico, that you are more of a traditionalist or a modern when it comes to weddings? Like for yourself, do you think you want to go more the traditional route? Or do you want to do something a little bit more modern, shake it up, something you might have never seen before?
You asked that question with a little shoulder shimmy. So are you asking? Why are you asking this question? Let
Was
me
there
find out. You
was there a
gave a
little
little
shimmy in there?
shimmy. You gave a little shimmy. Listen, I don't know. I don't know what you over there doing. I'm definitely more of a modern guy. I'm not. I wouldn't say
Okay.
traditional. I have traditional aspects, but I don't need dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun, dun and I don't need
Okay. Okay. So then with that said, you know, what special thoughts have you given to your special day? Like what would make Nico happy? What would make him
Here
happy
you.
as it pertains
Why
to?
you keep asking these questions? I'm gonna need my husband to really watch this interview because you getting all of the
I'm
little
just I'm trying to pave the way
digging.
for him.
You digging. Do you know who he is?
I don't. I don't. I mean, we can I mean it is Black Gay Weddings, I'm sure. Somebody.
And, oh wait, no, I don't want somebody. I want the
Anybody.
one. No, no,
The
no,
one
no, no,
oh,
no,
the
no, 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 no.
the
I
one.
just want the one.
Okay.
That's fine. The one that has been prepared. The one.
Yes.
Come on, let's go. Everybody, bring all the drug dealers. The scam.
Everybody. I need to weed them all
Everybody,
out.
weed them all out. Weed them all out. Dwayne, what was your question? We didn't went so left. I'm like, I don't even remember where the question was.
What for you for your special day? What are some of the details that you would have to have? Being a modernist when it comes to planning a wedding.
Some of the details. Okay, so all right, I don't know if I want to tell this because I don't want everybody doing my stuff. I don't want everybody
You
doing
know,
my I will say this. There was this one time I had this vision of being married in a church. Um, that kind of went out the window, and it morphed into getting married in a theater. And it was very dramatic. It was very dramatic, and it was all of this hoopla that I no longer want. That I no
Okay.
longer want. No longer want. What it came down to was, I would say, a sound stage. And I say the sound stage because I want my the ceremony to feel one way. I want it to feel a certain way. I want it to feel very. I want to feel heritage. I want to feel um,
Mm.
a common thread between the people that are there to witness this love. I want actual activity with them pouring into me and my mate. Um,
Mm.
so there are some activities that I have envisioned that I'm not going to say because I don't want
Nope.
everybody to do it. But I
Because
am
they'll
saying that
pop up
there's
on.
exactly. So, but that I want that to happen. But the key part of it being on the sound stage was that I want it to all be in the same space. I literally want the
Mm.
space itself to transform. So there was this thing that I saw, like the floor was actually illuminated, and it looked basic and plain during the first part of the ceremony, and during the reception, it illuminates and it turns into like a winter wonderland of sorts.
Okay. Okay. So you do have some like real specific details that you have planned out for your side, and then when your mate comes along, they either will say yay or nay, or what have you.
They also have to have some. It's not, to me. It's not set for me personally in my head because I know it's not a one man show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's that for
Yeah.
me. I'm like, oh, this is something I've always thought about. I'm going to have a conversation and be like, yo, what do you think about, or what do you want?
Yeah.
I may end up with a man that wants something that is very intimate, quiet, and private. And I'll be like, oh, no
Mhm.
soundstage. That's great. Okay, but if you want to do this in the backyard, bruh, it gotta be like this. What about this? Oh, let's take it to the beach. You know. So I'm open to many
Yeah.
different things, but it is the feeling for me. It's the feelings that I am most interested in.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think we miss out on that a lot when it comes to planning weddings. We want to do all of this pomp and circumstance and have all of the lights and all of the fabric and all of the shows and everything, and we miss the personal moments. And thank goodness for cameras and video cameras to capture those moments. Otherwise, you miss the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I know
So
is that I'm not spending more money getting married than I am being married. So be clear.
that part,
So,
that part, that part.
yeah.
Listen, because it costs a pretty penny, and sound stages are not cheap.
Well, at a certain stage, that's when you do call a friend. Be like, hey, so guess what? What you doing
Listen.
on Saturday the 10th? Da, 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 da.
All right. So if Uncle Clifford, now I want to talk to Uncle Clifford. If Uncle Clifford was getting married, what do you think would be her top five must haves and why?
Okay. Um, y'all are funny. So the first thing, oh, let me see. I got this in the,
Yes.
I got this beautiful box, this little swag box here. So let me see if this will help me answer that question. This looks so put together, right? But it's really not. Like
Okay.
I haven't planned this. This is look, I got my lovely little hat, you know what I'm saying? I got my little t-shirt and things up in here. And I got some tinsel and thing. Oh, wait, this matches. This matches me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. But definitely I think Uncle Clifford would need something white. I will go with that. Would need something white to express the I think she is a little bit more of a traditionalist in that regard. So she's going to want to express the purity, not necessarily that she is, but that she is bringing into the relationship. So we're going to start this out in a pure space. Um, That would be one. But two, no,
Okay.
let's make the white two. Number one,
Okay.
she gonna need. I'm gonna say it, but she gonna need a nigga. She gonna need. She gonna need her a brother that ain't gonna be running when the shots get fired in the club. You know what I'm saying? She gonna need somebody that's gonna come and check up on her after the shootout go down at the paint. You know
Right.
where that person is. I don't know. Uh, uh, what else would she need? I think that Uncle Clifford would want um, something actually intimate. It probably would
Mm,
be like in grandmother's backyard, or it might be like on the streets of the city, some kind of way, like in Chuckalisa, or maybe even at the river behind the riverbank behind the paint. Um, so location, 3.
mm-hmm.
Uh, 4. She's gonna need her girls there. There would need to be some spectacle, some dance number. There would need to be a huge
Yeah.
dance number. I don't think that that necessarily means pole, but it could be. But I think it's a dance number where whether it's like a combination of the J set girls and guys, mixed with some ballroom situation up in there. But it would be a whole thing, something to
It's a
swirl,
whole
and then
parade.
yeah, come on, Black Parade. Um, and 5, what else would she need to be married? Her father's blessings. So that's a
Mm.
little bit of inside scoop for Black.
Mm.
She would need her father's blessings. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. We not. I'm not gonna ask no questions because I don't want to spoil it.
Why
But
you don't ask no? Well, you ask. Go ahead, ask your question. See, closed
no.
mouths don't get fed.
So her father.
Hmm.
We gonna are we gonna learn about her father in season two?
Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh,
But you definitely are going to learn more about Uncle Clifford's history, family, in seasons to come, for sure.
okay. Okay.
It goes deeper than Grandmother, and I think it will cause you to look back at season one with a more fine tooth comb because there are already
Ooh.
seeds and answers that have been planted for you. But I have not heard one comment about it. One person asked me, but was so excited that she went somewhere else, and I was like, she was almost right there. She never
See,
asked the question.
she
She
missed
missed it.
it.
Yeah. But the
So
answer
you
is there.
gotta.
There are some clues there for you. You guys just got to pick it up.
So that means you need to go back and watch season one while we are on hiatus until season two, so that you don't miss any of the clues from Uncle Clifford and the rest of the girls down at the Pank in Chuckalisa.
There it is.
Again,
There it is.
did I do it? Did I was that
You did
good?
it justice. Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So make sure you guys tune in to more coming from Black Gay Weddings. Again, Nicco, thank you so much for supporting Black Gay Weddings, promoting Black Gay Weddings, and just being an example of just who you are to our community in these last few months with people getting to know you. So we're so grateful for who you are within our community and the love and the light that you've shown
Thank
to
you.
our community. So
Thank
stay
you. Thank you.
tuned.
Thank
There's
you.
going to be more to come from Black Gay Weddings. We'll be right back.
I heard y'all got a whole premiere coming up. I'm ready for that.
Yes. So